¿Qué pasó?
Who do I give the bill to?
Parker.
What?
Parker, get your bill. What do you got in here, buddy? You got a cot?
Dude, I've got everything in this truck. You would not believe how
Seriously?
much crap. Yes. I can sleep in Justin's shop because I am so ridiculously cheap at heart that I will sleep in a shop instead of sleeping in a hotel. It's not even about spending the money with the hotel. I actually trust what Justin has done in his shop more than I trust any hotel room that has ever been cleaned. There's a tractor seat there. There's the radiator shroud. There's the exhaust pipe here. There's 2 fenders behind the seat. There's the brand new grill behind the seat. Packed into the toolboxes, there's every single small loose part that can possibly be packed in there. The back of my truck is absolutely filled with other tractor stuff. And then we have the actual tractor itself on the trailer in the back, tied down, and she has been crying the entire way from Bernie. She's really sad, she's not very happy, but we're gonna make her really pretty.
So this is what I was concerned about, like what kind of pitting we were dealing with, but this is actually pretty good. We don't have a lot of dents. I mean, there's gonna be a lot more than you can actually see here. You really gotta use your hands to feel the dents, like there's one right here. But yeah, that's not bad at all. What do you think, dude? Just sandblast it outside?
I think so.
All right, I mean,
We got the badass VMAC over here that'll blow all the air we could possibly
oh my
use.
God, we have the VMAC,
Yeah.
dude. I forgot.
Yeah.
I've never run my outside tank on like a real compressor. This is going to be awesome.
Yep.
So this is what we're going to run the sandblaster off of. This is the VMAC compressor. This guy right here puts out 35 CFM or 30? 30 CFM at 150 PSI without a tank. We're going to be able to blast this thing really, really quickly. That makes me super excited because a lot of this stuff, with the implement stuff like the red part of the tractor, the back, the transmission, the rear axle, all that stuff is just going to get sandblasted and then repainted with implement paint. That's how it's done. That's how we're going to do it. So I've got the shop somewhat cleaned up. The key to a job like this, guys, is organization. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to unload everything. We're going to find a place for it. I've set out tables, and we're going to triage all of our parts. We're going to figure out what goes in the blast cabinet. We're going to figure out what we're going to wire brush. We're going to figure out what goes in the Evaporust ultrasonic cleaner tank and what goes into the smart washer. And once we have all those parts individually cleaned, prepped, and ready to go for paint, then we'll move on to the paint process. It's a long process, but we're going to try to knock it out as quick as we possibly can. I need to give you guys a little bit of context to this story and a little bit of background on the tractor. So my buddy Mark, he's been battling cancer for quite a while, and chemotherapy didn't work, treatment didn't work, so about 3 months ago he chose to stop treatment. The chemo was just making him feel terrible, and that's not how he wanted to go out. He wanted to go out on his feet. He has a YouTube channel called Homemade Everything, and what he does on that channel is this kind of stuff. I mean, he's just another one of us guys. He's a really, really awesome guy. He's got a great attitude, a great personality, and everyone that meets him just loves the guy. So after he made that decision, he also decided that he wanted to start a tractor project. So a couple months ago, he put the call out to see if he could find a tractor, and a gentleman who we lovingly refer to as Tractor Steve, thank you, Tractor Steve, brought him a tractor down and just handed it to him, gave it to him, which was fantastic. So Mark started working on the tractor, and he was just tearing into this project with like as much fervor as you can imagine. He started feeling a little weak, and he needed to prioritize where he was going to put his energy. And for him, that wasn't even a question. It wasn't going to be on a tractor that he's, always wanted. It was going to be on his family. So he's spending more time with his family. He called Stephen Cox and said, "Hey buddy, come get this tractor. I don't care what you do with it, just come get it." So Steven shot over, picked up the tractor, brought it up here, and within the next week or so, we should be finished with this project, and then we're going to get it back over to Mark. I'm going to put a link in the description to Mark's channel as well as his GoFundMe account. I'm sure you guys understand how expensive cancer can be, and also, they're living off of one income. If you've ever wanted to donate to a good cause, this is that good cause. This is the real deal, directly in the pocket of the individuals who need it the most. I can tell you right now, these are honorable, wonderful people, and they absolutely deserve your support. If you don't believe me, go check out Mark's channel, Homemade Everything, right now. Stop watching this video. Go see who Mark is as a person, and you'll understand. You'll understand. So, all right, guys, back to the tractor work. We're just going to have kind of a little montage-y stuff, and I'll explain how some of this equipment in the shop works. And, yeah, let's get to it. What's up, Parker?
Hey, man. Yeah, Parker from 110 Living. What I'm doing here is I just put a little index mark right here.
Okay, what's that for?
I'm going to take the old shift knob because I know that we have a brand new one that's going to fit.
Yeah.
But the old one I'm going to take home, and I have a laser engraver.
Okay.
And I want to put Mark's logo right there on top, and that way when he's sitting on top of this tractor, he can look down. If he still has this one on there, everything's right.
Yeah.
It's looking the way that it should.
So it's going to say the HE right there, the Homemade Everything logo.
Right.
That's awesome, dude. So go check out Parker 110 Living. He's one of the guys out here helping us out and just doing a heck of a job. So this is going to be cool. I can't wait to see this again. Okay, the sun's going down and I'm gonna have to get some lights out here because it's a little dark. I'll show you as far as I got before we had to go to the store. The sandblaster is doing a fantastic job. I'm really happy with it. It's all about that VMAT compressor though. My compressor doesn't work that good with it. But what we did was we upgraded the tip. Now let me show you the difference between these right here, okay? So this is called a dead man. Stephen, thank you. This is called a dead man, and what it does is it just plugs the end with this little rubber stopper right here, right? So when he closes it, it just closes the end, doesn't let anything come out. I'm sure it'll let a little air seep by or whatever, but the reason you want that is because what they come with is a ball valve. And that ball valve, from opening and closing that ball valve and just the amount of media that runs through here, it's going to blow a hole in the bottom of this. And I've had that one happen once before, and then we had the hose go bad, and we were just going to buy some tips because you can see how, that's ceramic, guys. That stuff is impossible to sand, but this media is so rough. So instead of just replacing the tip, we went ahead and got a whole new setup, and that should make life a lot easier. But we've got a lot done in a very short amount of time with this blaster setup. So everything's looking really good. Then we're going to pressure wash her, and we're going to get some paint on her. We're really excited. She's coming good, but there's no point in filming this. I'll be working on this probably another 2 hours tonight, sandblasting with some light setup, but you guys won't be able to see that because it's just dark outside and it's a crappy video.
Just thinking, man, this tractor would look really good if we just replaced all the bolts with stainless bolts.
You want to polish the numbers off the heads too?
And if I had more time, I would. But that's where Justin and I are battling at this entire time. Like,
sure.
We really want to take it apart. Oh man, if we did this, this, and this, but we're talking, you know, hundreds of hours of work that could possibly go into this versus what we have available. So
yeah, and Mark's plan wasn't ever to go this far with this. It was just to, you know, have a tractor and use it. And then this is ridiculous, but this is what happens when you hand it off to someone else and tell them to make the decisions that they want to make. So it's kind of cool. So we are calming ourselves down and trying not to go too far, like vapor honing.
Yeah,
carburetors.
obviously we're failing at that.
Yeah. This is why it's going to take 2 weeks and not 1 week. So guys, if you're wondering why we're not done on Wednesday, that's why.
Yeah.
We're just, I don't know. I don't want to sound all like uppity, but I kind of care about my work, and I know you care about your work.
Oh yeah.
So it's gonna be
good.
what it is. It'll be done when it's done.
That's the whole sense of taking pride in your work. People think that taking pride in your work means wanting to show it off and everything. It's like, no, it's because I take pride in my work because I know it was done a certain way. Anytime I see something broke, I want to fix it.
Yeah.
If it could be redesigned and made a little better, I want to redesign it and make it a little better.
There's pride in your work if you see your customer one time and they're gone, and you don't ever have to see them again, and they're happy, and it's that simple. You know you've done it right.
Milo agrees.
Milo, say hi, Buzz. Tell them hi. Say hi, everybody.
So this morning I contacted Yesterday's Tractor. It's a very, very popular tractor supply company, tractor parts company. They pretty much have everything for every old tractor on the planet. So if you have an old tractor, or any tractor for that matter, get on Yesterday's Tractor. So I called in on their phone number. I said, I'm a YouTuber. My name's Stephen Cox. We have this project with Mark Carricker. He has had a tumor, or not a carcinogenic tumor, a carcinoma or something, fancy term for cancer on the side of his face. And he had this tractor. He didn't have the energy to finish it, so me and my buddy Justin decided we would go down there, we'd pick up the tractor, bring it back up here, and we would restore it for him, and then bring it back to him in the next couple of weeks. Told him this is kind of time sensitive, so I understand if you guys cannot donate to this. I get it. We will gladly pay for the parts. I'd just like to know if you'd be willing to help out at all. Within about 5-10 minutes of that email, I got another email from Yesterday's Tractor, and saying, hey, we would love to help out with that. We do not need any social media coverage at all. Just consider it a benevolent act of kindness, because anything that we can do to help Mark have some more peace in his life, we are all for it. Thank you guys for doing what you're doing. Send us a list of parts and how many quantities, and we will get them out. So I spent the next about 2 hours making a punch list of part numbers, literally this long on a notebook. Wrote it to him, and then kind of in the back of my head, thought I've dealt with a lot of companies over the last couple of years. A lot of companies have good intentions until they see the final invoice for stuff, and they realize, like, wait a minute, I was thinking like $100 worth of gaskets or something. It was exponentially a lot more than that, and they covered it, and it's already been shipped to my house. So
Crazy. Shipped right after he sent him the email.
Yeah, like, from the time I called them to the time, like, there was probably a whole interaction of like 20 minutes total from their part. That's how.
At 100 words, like it was nothing. It was insane. I'm going to put a link in the description down here for Roger's Fix-It Barn, as well as Stephen Cox, as well as Homemade Everything, and an email address to where you can tell the wonderful people over at Yesterday's Tractors. Thank you very much for supporting Mark.
If you really want to tell them thanks, get over there and buy some tractor parts.
Get over there and buy some tractor parts. Yeah, because they didn't care to be mentioned at all.
No, they didn't ask me to mention.
They
said, hey.
specifically said we're not doing it for that at all.
Yeah.
And Steven was on hold for like an hour at 10 o'clock when they opened this morning because they're so busy.
Yeah.
They're already the best tractor sales company.
I
They
know.
were just like, oh no, we just want to help this guy. That's just awesome. All right, guys, we're out.
Later.